So this trick tip is on the pop shove and the regular shove. Now the reason why I grouped them together is because one might be easier than the other for you. Like I prefer pop shoves over regular shoves, while it's complete opposite for a lot of people. But this trick tip is more so for the pop shove. If you want to learn how to shove, just take the pop part out of my tip and just look at everything else. It's the same thing. So a few things before you start the pop shove. One, make sure you're really comfortable with your board. You should be able to ride around with no problem, like you're good with turns and, leaning. And if anything goes wrong, you catch yourself while you're rolling. Now, along with the basic stuff, I think pivots might be a good trick to learn, because you're just pushing your board around, which is what you'll be doing with the shove. Just basic stuff. Now, you can also learn ollies. That could help with the pop shoves, but it's not mandatory. I heard people who learned pop shoves before they learned how to ollie, so you can try that if you want. So pretty much the pop shove or shove could be your first possible skateboard trick. Now, how I learned it was I learned ollies first, and then I learned how to kickflip and pop shove. But you could do, whatever you want. And a few things I want to mention is sometimes the pop shove or shove will be a lot easier while moving, because if you do the regular shove, it could rotate on its wheels and go that direction, and you won't be able to land it. And the whole rotating with the back trucks and it goes like this, that's why I couldn't learn regular shoves first. I learned how to pop shove first. But everyone's different, because some people can do shoves and it just rotates with the back trucks like this and you land like that, while other people can do it stationary and just do their shoves like this. So it's just a few things you want to try, like shoves rolling or stationary, or pop shoves rolling or stationary. Now I learned, as I said before, pop shoves, I did them stationary, I believe, and I found them a lot easier while moving, actually. Alright, so enough of me talking. I think I should probably start the actual trick tip. Alright, so before I start my pop shove, I like to set my feet around here. My front foot I like to be by the front bolts. Now a lot of people are different. People like to have their front foot like this, here, anywhere on the board. The purpose of the front foot is just to get out of the way. That's all it does. Now the reason why I don't like to have my front foot too far back is because if I do the pop shove, what would end up happening was the board will go more vertical than usual. It'll be like this. And two problems that may come with the board being vertical is it'll be a lot trickier to land the board. You might have to push it around with your feet as it comes around. And another problem is with short people, where they probably won't be able to do this, where they can just stand up and let the board pass through the legs. So I just put my front foot more up the board because it allows the board to be a little bit more horizontal. Alright, so the back foot. Now this is where things get a little tricky. Some people like to have their back foot like this, where they're able to pull the board on the side like this. Now the reason why I like to have my back foot around here is because for some reason I'm prone to pressuring my board. Now what happens when you pressure the board is your board goes like this and it starts to flip a little bit. Here's an example of me trying to do a pop shove with this. See, it just flips the board for some reason. So that's why I like to put my back foot actually right here, so that I won't be able to pressure the board. So if I go right here, I can shove. So yeah, the board flipping could be a little problem for a few people, and to fix that is just to experiment with foot placement. Maybe put your back foot like how I have it. Maybe you're just like me, where it's easier to pop shove right here. Now some people may also prefer to have their heel up with their back foot when they're doing the stance. Like for example, I like to have my heel like this when I do my pop shoves. You should try that out, or you could try having your heel on the board and pop shoving like this. So my personal stance would be front foot will be by the bolts, a little bit angled, so it'll be able to get out of the way a little bit easier, and my back foot right around here. I like to have my heel up when I do it, not all the way up. I just have it just a little bit. Alright, so that was the stance. The next part of the pop shove is weight distribution, and the weight distribution is just like an ollie. If you know how to do them, that's perfect. And for the people who don't know, the weight distribution for a pop shove is you're over the board like this. I'm square with the board, my shoulders are parallel with the board. I crouch, and my center of weight is right here, and I'm just over this region right here. An important thing to remember is that your weight stays in this area the whole time. And the reason why is if your weight moves back, your board will go forward, and if your weight moves forward, your board will go back. See, for example, I will move this way, the board will go backwards, like this. So let's just pretend my center of weight is my hand. I will pop shove, and my center does not move, and it just waits for the board to come around. So if my center goes this way, the board will go that way. And if my center of weight goes this way, the board will go that way. So it's very important that if you have your weight right here, it remains in this area right here. Like if your board is starting to move like this, just pretend the board is right here and you're not moving anywhere from that position until the board comes back around. So now you have your stance and your weight is like I said. Now it's time to do the pop shove. Now just like the ollie, when you crouch down, you start to shove the board when you're rising up from the jump. And then you start to push it around. Now I highly recommend taking a look at my ollie tip because it's pretty much the same thing where I crouch down and as I go up, I pop the board along with the little shove. That's the only thing that's really different. So for the pop shove, you're gonna pop the board, obviously. You're just gonna go like this. And you're actually going to push your back foot so that it rotates to 180. And how I get that 180 motion is with my back foot, I push the board around or shove. And it's just my back foot that's doing all the work. My front foot is just there. It really doesn't do anything. Now I'll probably get a lot of questions like, where should my back foot end up? What's the path I take with my back foot? Where do you stop or when do you stop shoving the board? The answer is, I have no idea. All I know is just push it really fast and land. Don't like have it huge where your back foot's right here. Just have a short and fast push. That's all you need. And any type of shove would probably be fine. Like it doesn't get very specific. You shouldn't be all like, you know, crazy about it. So a few places to start to decide a good path for your back foot will be maybe trying like at an angle like this. Some people may prefer shoving the board like this, and others may prefer shoving the board like that. But I recommend maybe shoving the board like at an angle at first, and then you'll find that shove that you're looking for. But I guarantee you, if you follow what I say and you practice this trick over and over again, you will find the best way to shove the board. Alright, so you've just popped the board and you start to do that little shove, and in the beginning of the shove, you are actually going to jump forward. Like you're going to be from here and jumping over here. Like you'll be jumping forward about 1 or 2 feet. So as you push the board around, jump forward while your weight stays in the same area, your front leg is going to be sucked into your body as the board goes around so that the board is able to spin. So pretty much your front foot will be like this. You'll pop the board and your front foot will get out of the way and then wait for the board to come back down. So the only real way to get your front foot out of the way is just to suck your front leg into your body so that your board has enough room to spin without being hit by the front foot. Your front foot is just hovering where the board is. Alright, so you've started your shove, you're jumping forward, your front foot is lifting up, and the board is starting to go around. So once you think you're done pushing the board around, along with your front foot that's sucked into your body, your back foot is also going to be sucked into your body as well. This is so that the board has a lot of room for it to rotate. That's a really big thing I want to stress on, is to make sure that both legs are in your body as the pop shove goes around. Because I bet a lot of people have this type of problem where they do the pop shove and they go like this and they don't commit at all. The only way to commit is when you jump, bring both legs into your body so that the board has room to go around and that your board lands on the ground before your feet do. Because just like how I said in my kickflip trick tip, the only way to actually land the trick is to get your feet in the air. Don't be afraid to fall down. So when you do your pop shoves, remember to suck your legs into your body, because that's the only way you're going to be able to land the trick. So don't be a wuss, suck your legs into your body. If you fall, you fall. It's gonna happen in the future. And there will be a time where you do your pop shove and you're really afraid to land it, but you just decide to land it anyway, and your board goes forward and you go backwards and you fall on your back and it feels like crap. Well, just get up and do it again. But the good thing is, the more you fall down, the better you are at falling. So let's just pretend I landed a pop shove and I shoot out and I'm falling backwards. And the good thing is, I've fallen backwards a lot, which means like I know how to react when I fall backwards. Like I know how to maneuver my body so that I will get less pain. So if you do fall with a pop shove, don't be discouraged or anything, because you're just learning how to fall correctly in the future. So if you do fall in the future, you'll know what to do. Like for one thing, you do not stiffen up when you do fall. You don't want to go like this and land like that. See, if I land on my hand like this, well, I pretty much just screwed my arm. What you have to do is when you land, you go like this and then you move into the ground. You don't want to fight the fall. You want to just go into it. So a quick recap, just like the ollie, you crouch down, you pop the board and you shove it. You do like a quick shove with your back foot. So once your back foot starts to shove, your front foot just gets out of the way and sucks into your body. And once you start popping the board or shoving the board, you're going to jump forward 1 or 2 feet, and as you jump, your weight is going to be stationary and under you. Like as your feet go from here to here, your weight is going to be from here to here. It doesn't move. And when your back foot is done with the shove, that also gets sucked into your body, and you just wait for the board to come around, and then you just land it. And another way to practice pop shoves is just take your feet off the board, just put it to the side, and put your back foot where you would normally put your back foot for the pop shove, and just practice just popping it around. And you know, just do that a few times just to get used to it. Alright, so that's the pop shove. If you have any problems or any questions or anything, don't be afraid to leave a comment or send me a message. And I'll be making a common problems video, you know, like usual, and I'll have the stuff that I really didn't go over too well, or problems that I should address or something like that. And yeah, that's it. Good luck.